There is movement at the gate to Roxane's home, and Cyrano approaches to investigate. The monk from earlier has returned.
What, dear father, lost your way again? But she lives here, Madame Robin. Oh, I thought you said Roland. No, R-O-B-I-N, Robin. Oh, Robin, I see. I'm too old to chase wild geese. My feet... Oh, what a shame. However, I'm sure there is someone at home. The duenna answered the door.
What is it?
Yes, I'm looking for the young lady. Madame Roland. Roland? Robin.
Madame? A letter for you?
Yes, I heard. Cyrano.
Oh, just passing by, cousin. I saw this light.
Some matter profitable to the soul. A very noble lord gave it to me.
What is it? Roxane glances to the letter quickly without allowing the monk to see. This is what she sees.
My regiment has been ordered to the front. I cannot allow you to delay any longer. This simple old monk who knows nothing will marry us tonight. My love, Antoine de Guiche.
Father, this letter concerns you. Madame, the cardinal will have his way, although against your will. That is why I am sending this to you by a most holy man. Intelligent, discreet. You will communicate to him our order to perform here and at once the rite of holy matrimony. You and Christian will be married privately in your house. Be resigned to the cardinal's command, who sends herewith his blessings. Your very humble and etc. Oh, this is terrible.
At Roxane's reaction, the monk turns to Cyrano.
You're to be the, I'm to be the bridegroom.
Christian interrupts. The baffled monk looks between the three of them. Roxane decides to head off any further hesitation.
Look here. Postscript. Give to the monastery in my name 120 pieces of gold. 120! Oh, worthy lord, a very worthy lord.
Daughter, resign yourself.
I am resigned.
The monk takes Christian inside, but Roxane whispers to Cyrano before she follows them.
De Guiche is coming. Do not let him enter.
Not let him enter?
Until we are married, please.
In the darkness of night, Cyrano waits for the Comte de Guiche in a tree. The Comte de Guiche enters, wearing a black mask, a precaution against those who mark the comings and goings of dignified city dwellers. As he passes Cyrano's tree, Cyrano drops down, blocking his way.
What is that? Me?
Cyrano keeps his hat and plume pulled all the way down in front of his face, disguising his identity.
Where did you come from? The moon! You... From the moon! I have just returned from the moon! This fellow's mad! Like a bomb, I tell you, I fell from the moon! Now see here, I say the moon! Very well, then, if you say so. Thank you. Raving mad! Where am I? My dear sir, what place is this? What country? Please, let me pass. His face, good heavens, masked, a robber. Where am I?
The Comte de Guiche exasperatedly removes his mask.
A lady is waiting for me.
Ah, so this is Paris.
Fool. Dear old Paris. Excuse my appearance. I arrived from the last thunderbolt a trifle singed as I passed through the ether. Monsieur, sir? That will do now. I know. You wish to know from my own lips the nature of the moon's inhabitants, the character of its service, if any. I desire no such thing. Of course not. You wish to know by what mysterious means I reached the moon. Well, a very secret affair of state, but confidentially, a new invention of my own. Drunk too, as well as mad. Oh, no, in truth, I had my choice of several inventions. Huh? Yes, several ways to violate the virgin sky. Several? Several. As, for instance, smoke having a natural tendency to rise, blow in a globe, enough to raise me. Yes, that makes one. Again, I might construct a rocket in the shape of a huge locust, driven by impulses of villainous saltpeter from the rear, and thus speed upwards by leaps and bounds. Yes, another. Finally, seated on an iron plate, hurl a magnet into the air. The iron follows. I catch the magnet, throw it again, and so proceed indefinitely.
Excellent. And which did you adopt?
Why, none of them. Yet another.
Which was?
At this point, Cyrano beckons the Comte to come behind the tree to continue the discussion away from prying eyes.
Yes. I can't.
Try. Interesting idiot, this. Cyrano leaves De Guiche there for a moment to take a look into Roxane's house, but the monk is not yet through officiating. He returns to De Guiche behind the tree. Have you guessed it yet?
Why, no. What is it?
However, by this point, he has finally delayed him sufficiently.
Alas, you will never know, but no matter, you are free and they are bound in wedlock. Am I drunk? That voice! That nose! Cyrano! Cyrano! This very moment they have exchanged vows.
Who?
Roxane, Christian, and the monk return to the doorway to see who is at the altar.
My sincere compliments. You also, my traveller in space.
My lord, the handsome couple you and God have joined together.
Quite so. Madame, kindly bid your husband farewell. Your regiment leaves tonight, sir. Report at once.
But the cadets are not called.
They are indeed, and under my command. Out there we may have an accounting.
Somehow that news fails to disquiet me.
Here are the orders. Baron, deliver this.
Christian.
The bridal night is not so near. Somehow that news fails to disquiet me.
Baron, you have your orders.
Christian and the Comte de Guiche depart. Farewell, Roxane.
Take care of him. Promise me never to let him do anything dangerous.
I'll do my best. I cannot promise.
Watch over him always. Make him be careful.
Yes, I'll try.
Be sure to keep him warm and dry.
Yes, if possible.
Have him write to me every single day.
That I promise you. We see a cacophony of war rising. Smoke, cannon blasts, destruction. But later, in a moment of relative quiet, we see Cyrano making his way through some war-blasted hellscape of broken trees, craters, and destroyed cannon. He suddenly encounters a Spaniard who tries to take him prisoner, as Cyrano has the disadvantage of his blade not being readied. But Cyrano feints to one side and turns the Spaniard's lunge into an opportunity to grapple for the sword. After tumbling together for a second, Cyrano pulls a dagger and stabs the Spaniard twice in the chest, and then rises to continue onward. But he stops, because in the fight, he misplaced a bit of paper, which he recovers. The letter is addressed to Madame Baroness de Neuvillette. Later, we see Roxane reading one of these letters. Tears stream down her face. Suddenly, she stands, goes to her trunk, and starts pulling clothes out of it. At the front, from a fortified position, the Comte de Guiche looks down over a map with Captain Lebret and the other officers.
The situation is simple, gentlemen. We have besieged Arras. The Prince of Spain has besieged us. Consequently, we are surrounded. A fine war, where the besiegers are besieged and starved to death. Yes, but the Marshal has devised a brilliant plan for bringing food in this very night. Now see here, spare us the details, Colonel. Merely inform us when the food arrives. True, we are hungry, but why blame me? I am only your colonel. Oh, yes, I know you disapprove of me. Call me courtier, politician. Well, I can afford your little hates. My conduct under fire is well known. It was only yesterday I repelled a Spanish attack, pouring my men down like an avalanche. I myself led the charge. And your white scarf?
Cyrano, where has he been?
And your white scarf? You heard that episode? Yes, I was so far in advance I was in danger of being captured, but I thought quickly, took off and flung away the scarf that marked my military rank, and so being inconspicuous escaped among my own force, rallied them, returned, and won the day. What do you say to that?
Still, an officer does not lightly resign the privilege of being a target.
How pleasant for you are denied that privilege. Pleasant? Lend me your scarf. With your permission, I shall lead the first charge tonight wearing it over my shoulder. What bluster! You're safe making that offer, and you know it. My scarf lies on the riverbank, between the lines, a spot swept by artillery, impossible to reach alive.
Yes. Cyrano pulls De Guiche's white scarf out of his boot and tosses it to him. Here. The impressed company erupts into a burst of laughter.
Thank you. This bit of white is what I need to make a signal. I was hesitating. You have decided me.
The Comte de Guiche stands at the parapet and whips the scarf up and lets it down twice.
Stand or I'll fire!
The old guardsman tries to aim at a man below the elevated position, but De Guiche stops him before he can shoot.
Hold your fire! There's a man down there running away.
Yes, a Spaniard, but very useful as a spy to both sides.
As I was about to tell you, the Marshal has withdrawn more than half our forces here. Fortunately, the Spaniards do not know that. Oh, yes, they do, now. And they will attack tonight, at this point.
Cyrano steps next to De Guiche and comments to him confidentially.
Your revenge, eh? I make no great pretense in loving you. But since you gentlemen esteem yourselves invincible, the bravest of the brave and all that, why need we be personal? The Marshal needs a diversion, and I serve him in choosing as I choose. As you can see, Captain, the great thing is to gain time, to hold until the Marshal returns. And to gain time, you will all be so kind as to lay down your lives.
Several minutes later, Cyrano stops by Christian's tent.
Christian?
Yes?
Roxane?
I should like to say farewell to her with my whole heart for her to keep.
I have taken the liberty of...
Cyrano hands Christian a new letter. Christian starts to read it. But wait. This little spot.
Spot?
Yes. A tear. He hands the letter to Cyrano.
It is nothing. A poet while he writes is like a lover in his lady's arms. Believing his imagination, everything seems real. There's half the charm of writing.
Now, I made this letter so pathetic that, while I was writing it, I wept.
You wept?
Why, yes.
Because it is a little thing to die.
But not to see her, that is terrible. I shall never...
You will never give me that.
Christian takes the letter back from Cyrano to examine it more closely.
Halt! Who goes there? On the service of the king!
Ragueneau drives an ornately decorated, officially crested coach into the camp.
For the king! Fall in, rascals!
The guardsmen fall into line and stand at attention.
Good evening.
Roxane steps out of the coach.
On the king's service? You?
Roxane acknowledges De Guiche and then turns to the other guardsmen. When she sees Christian, she runs to him and falls into his arms. In the meantime, Ragueneau speaks to the soldiers.
Gentlemen, Ragueneau, what are you doing here? We heard rumors at home you were hungry, so we came prepared. The Spaniards adored the fare, but they missed the fowl.
Ragueneau starts pulling chickens out of the coach and passing them out to the exuberant company. Christian pulls Roxane to the side to talk to her alone. But why did you come here into this danger?
They said in Paris there was no fighting. Besides, it was your own fault. Think of the letters you have written me. How many times every day?
Every day?
Of course. And each one more wonderful than the last.
All this for a few absurd love letters?
Hush! Absurd? Your letters? No, never. Every one was like hearing your voice in the dark that night, remember? Like your arms around me. I read them over and over. Every page was like a petal fallen from your soul, like the light in the fire of a great love, sweet and strong and true.
Sweet, strong, true.
Oh, my Christian, I came here to ask forgiveness. It is time to be forgiven. Now when we may die so soon. Forgive me for being light and vain and loving you only because you are handsome. For now, I love you for yourself, for what you are. Roxanne, how you must have suffered, for you saw how frivolous I was. And to be loved for the mere costume, for the poor casual body you went about in. To a soul like yours, that must have been torture. No, I understand. You cannot probably believe in me. A love like this. I want no love like this. I want love only for what every woman sees in you. I can do better than that. No, it was best before. You do not altogether know me. I was a child. I'm a woman now. If you were less handsome, no, unattractive, ugly even, I should love you still.
Do you mean that?
I do mean that.
Ugly?
Even then. Now are you happy?
Yes.
What is it?
Nothing, only Cyrano.
Cyrano.
He has something to tell you.
Where are you going?
I will return in a moment. Christian walks to the parapet where Cyrano stands next to De Guiche. He taps Cyrano on the elbow. Cyrano! De Guiche notices Christian and inquires. Your wife, sir, she goes with me? No, sir, she remains. There's still time for her to escape. She stays. Very well. Someone give me a musket. I stay here also. Sir, you show courage. What, shall I run away and leave a woman? Colonel, my compliments, sir. Cyrano hands the Comte de Guiche his musket and allows him to take his place on the parapet. What's wrong? Wait. Christian pulls Cyrano to the side, away from De Guiche. Well, what is it? You look so... She does not love me. You think not? She loves you. No, she loves only my soul. No, yes, that means you. And you love her. I see, I know. You wrote her every day. Perfectly simple. Simple? For a month we've been blockaded here. How did you send all those letters? Before daylight I managed to face death every day. You love her. Yes. Tell her so. No. Why not? Why? Look at me. She would love me if I were ugly. She said that? Yes. Now go to her. Nonsense. Do not believe any such madness. Go back to her. You never will be ugly. Go. It is you she loves. That is what we shall see. No, no. Let her choose between us. No. Tell her everything. Why do you torture me? Shall I ruin your happiness because I was born with a pretty face? Am I to ruin yours because I happen to have power to say what you perhaps feel? Tell her. Don't drive me too far. I am tired of being my own rival. Christian, my secret marriage, that can be annulled. I beg you. I want her love for the poor fool that I am. Or not at all. Oh, I'm going through with this. I'll know one way or the other. Now go. Tell her. Let her choose one of us. It will be you. I hope so. Cyrano goes to Roxane. At the same time, a soldier stands up and motions for Lebret. Captain, the Spanish fires are going out. It begins. I need a scout. Where's Cyrano? Captain, let me go. No, my boy, Cyrano knows the terrain. He knows their lines. So do I. Please, allow me. Very well. We must know from which direction the advance comes, their weight and numbers. I understand. Christian goes over the top, towards the enemy lines. Then Cyrano finds Roxane. Roxane?
Cyrano.
Christian thinks you ought to know that
But I do know. He still doubts what I told him just now. I saw that.
Yes, but was it true what you told him just now?
It was true. I said that I should love him even if he were...
The word comes hard before me. Say it, I shall not be hurt. Ugly?
Even then I should love him. Disfigured? Or disfigured. Even grotesque? Oh, how could he ever be grotesque? Ever to me.
But you could love him so, as much as...
Yes, and more.
Roxane! The report of a single musket shot rings out into the darkness.
What is it? Are they fighting? What is happening?
Cyrano takes a moment to examine the field. The Spaniards advance, but there is time.
Where is Christian?
At the parapet.
Oh, of course. What is it you wish to tell me?
Roxane, believe me, this is difficult, and for once I lack words. Christian asked me to... He told me...
Christian!
At this moment, Roxane sees Christian being carried back to safety by two men and laid down on the ground nearby. The captain notes the encroaching sounds of artillery and points to the parapet. To your places, gentlemen!
Is he dead?
No, but dying.
I will not let him.
Cyrano, did you... Yes, my friend. I have told her. She loves you.
Roxane. Yes, my darling. Christian! He is not dead.
Yes. Come, you must go now.
Wait, little. He's dead. No one else knew him but you. Was he not a hero?
Yes, Roxane.
A heart deeper than we knew.
Yes, Roxane.
A poet. Psalms magnificently tender.
Yes, Roxane.
But he's dead now.
Why, so am I. For I am dead, and my love mourns for me, and does not know. Will never know. Take her away, quickly.
Wait! A letter over his heart.
I have two deaths to avenge now. Christian's and my own. Cyrano walks out to meet the incoming armies. 14 years later, we see Cyrano recounting the events of the battle. We fought, we died, we fought again. Who are these men who are so fond of death? One Spaniard cried. On and on they came. Then, when all seemed lost, we heard the trumpets of our returning troops. The battle was ours. Glorious. Ah, you have been fortunate, Monsieur de Bergerac. You have lived, while we waste our youth. There is no war and no hope for any. No hope for any? My son, I have just realized we are both fools. But mine is the greater folly, for I am an older fool. What is more, everything I told you was a lie. This sobers the onlookers, and they let him walk over to Ragno.
Another satire for the Gazette?
Yes.
Another glove flung in the face of power? Oh, why do you do it, Cyrano? Why do you attack...
Stupidity, deceit, corruption. I am too old to change. I am an old dog with nothing left but his teeth.
Ah, but teeth can be pulled. That can be painful.
At the theatre, in the box seats, a young nobleman reads Cyrano's satire and comments to the Comte de Guiche, who is now a duke. That insolent wretch, that scoundrel de Bergerac. This time he's gone too far. I swear he's signed his death warrant.
And who will deliver it? His sword is still very powerful, my friend.
There are many ways a man can die. Who knows? He may meet with an accident. Soon. The next day, the Duc de Guiche visits Roxane, who now lives in a convent.
But, tell me, madame, how long will you continue to remain here forever in mourning? Forever? Was Christian all that? If you knew him, you would not ask. His last letter, still at my heart, keeps me warm. And, Cyrano, do you see him often? Every week. My old friend takes the place of my gazette, brings me all the news. Every Saturday under that tree out there I wait for him embroidering. The hour strikes, I need not turn to look. At the last stroke I hear his cane tapping the walk. His satires have made him many enemies, but they still fear that sword of his. No one dare touch him.
That may be so.
It is not violence I fear for him, but solitude, poverty. Old grey Decembers stealing on wolf's feet into his darkening room. It seems to me he's worn the same old coat for many months now. That is nothing strange in this world. You need not pity him overmuch. He lives his own life, his own way, thought, word, and deed free. My Lord Duke, oh yes, I know. I have all, and he has nothing. Nevertheless, today I should be proud to shake his hand. Well, adieu. Will I ever see you again? Come whenever you like. Then you have forgiven me. I am here. Do you know, when a man wins everything in this world, when he succeeds too much, he feels somehow 1,000 small displeasures with himself, whose whole sum is not quite remorse, but rather a sort of vague disgust, dry illusions, vain regrets. Yes, now and then I envy your Cyrano. The sentiment does you honor. Madame, I must tell you, it is true that no one has yet dared attack your friend Cyrano. Nevertheless, at the theatre last night, I heard some things. Keep him at home all you can. Tomorrow when you see him, tell him to be careful. I thank you.
The next evening at Ragueneau's pastry shop. Good night, Ragueneau.
Cyrano, you are not leaving. You will not have dinner here with me.
My regrets. I have a magnificent roast waiting for me, a rare wine, a gift from my publisher.
To be sure. Oh, have you seen Moliere's new play?
No.
Well.
What is it?
Well, he stole a scene from you, word for word. You know, what the devil was he doing there? That one? He stole it bodily.
Well, he showed good taste.
It played well? Oh, beautifully. They laughed and laughed. Oh, how they laughed.
Moliere has genius. Christian had good looks. With me it was always thus. Good night, my friend. Walking the streets, a man yells out to Cyrano.
Hold there, you!
Are you addressing me?
Yes, you, monsieur of the long nose. Insolence! Foul-mouthed scribbler! What? Liar! Plagiarist!
Cyrano starts marching in the man's direction. He retreats, dashing to a square, where he signals to a waiting carriage driver. The driver spurs the horses forward. The man runs down a back street. Cyrano follows. Just as Cyrano is about to exit the alleyway, the carriage catches up to him, and the horses bowl him over into the ground. He lays there unconscious, his head gashed. We find him some hours later in Ragueneau's home, head bandaged. Ragueneau pulls the doctor away from the bed. Doctor?
Why pretend? It is very grave. Keep him quiet at all costs. If he attempts to rise, he will die. Shh.
The doctor and Ragueneau cannot see, but Cyrano has been listening and his eyes are surreptitiously alert. When Ragueneau returns to the bed to watch over Cyrano, he pretends to still be unconscious. Cyrano next appears at the gate to the convent where Roxane lives. He rings the bell. A nun lets him in.
Monsieur.
Ah, sister. He enters, however, he then walks over to lean on a wall, his face stricken with pain. The nun reacts with concern.
What is the matter with you? Shall I tell you something, sister? Yesterday, Friday, mind you, I ate meat again.
Yes, I know. That is why you are so pale. Please come to me to the refectory before you go. I'll make you a great bowl of hot soup.
Oh, of course, of course.
You're quite reasonable today.
Perhaps you'll convert me. Oh, no, not for the world. Why, now I think of it, that is so. You bursting with holiness, and yet you never preach. Astonishing. And now I shall astonish you. I'm going to let you pray for me tonight, at Vespers. Absolutely struck dumb, eh? Cyrano walks off to meet Roxane, but as he goes, we hear the nun speak. I did not wait for you to say I might.
Now may the devil admire me if I ever hope to see the end of that embroidery.
After 14 years, late for the first time.
Yes, maddening. I was detained by a visitor, most unexpected. An old friend of mine. Or at least a very old acquaintance.
Did you tell him to go away?
For the time being, yes. I said, "Excuse me, this is Saturday. I have a previous engagement. One I cannot miss. Even for you. Come back an hour from now."
Your friend will have to wait. I shall not let you go till dark.
Perhaps a little before dark. I must go.
Oh? Then tell me the court news. My Gazette.
Ah, yes. Well, let me see. Saturday the 19th. The king fell ill after 8 helpings of grape marmalade. Grape marmalade will no longer be served at court. Sunday. The royal pulse is now normal. Monday, everyone was talking about the success of Molière's new play. Tuesday, the king fell ill after 6 helpings of marron glacé. Marron glacé will no longer be served at court. Wednesday, the Comte de Fiesque spoke to Madame de Montglas. She said no. Thursday, nothing. Friday, Madame de Montglas said yes. Saturday, the 20...
Cyrano! What is it? Cyrano!
Oh, no, it is nothing.
What?
My old wound at Arras sometimes.
My poor friend.
No, it is nothing. It will soon be gone. There. It is gone.
We all have our old wounds. I have mine here, under this faded scrap of writing. It is hard to read now. All but the blood and the tears.
His letter? Did you not promise me that someday you would let me read it?
His letter? You wish...
I do wish it. Today.
She takes the letter out of her locket and hands it to Cyrano.
Open it and read.
Farewell, Roxane, because today I die.
Aloud?
I know that it will be today, my own dearly beloved, yet my heart still so heavy with love I have not told, and I shall die without telling you. No more shall my eyes drink the sight of you like wine, nevermore with a look that is a kiss follow the sweet grace of you.
How you read it, his letter.
I remember now the way you have of pushing back a lock of hair with one hand from your forehead, and my heart cries out,
his letter.
cries out and keeps crying.
You read it so
Farewell, my dear, my dearest,
in a voice,
my own heart's own, my own treasure,
in such a voice,
my love,
as I remember hearing long ago.
I am never away from you. Even now I shall not leave you. In another world I shall still be that one who loves you beyond measure, beyond...
She looks at him, seeing that he is not quite looking at the letter. He makes as though to examine the letter more closely.
But how can you read it now? And all those 14 years he has been the old friend who came to me to be amusing.
Roxane,
it was you.
No, Roxane, no.
And I might have known every time I heard you speak my name.
No, it was not I.
It was you.
I swear.
The letters, that was you.
No.
And the dear foolish words, that was you.
No.
And the voice in the dark, that was you.
On my honor.
And the soul, it was all you.
I never loved you.
Yes, you loved me. Even now you love me.
No.
And why so great a no?
Oh, no, my own dear love, I love you not.
Why were you silent for so many years? All the while, every night and every day he gave me nothing. You knew that. You knew in the letter lying on my breast, your tears. You knew they were your tears.
The blood was his.
Cyrano!
Ragueneau and Captain Lebray are searching for Cyrano and eventually discover him sitting next to Roxane in the courtyard by the tree.
Here! He's here! Oh, what recklessness! No, I knew it!
Oh, madame, he has killed himself coming here.
No!
That faintness, what is it?
Nothing. I did not finish my gazette. Saturday, the 26th, an hour or so before dinner, Monsieur de Bergerac died. Foully murdered.
Cyrano, what have they done to you?
How fate loves a jest. Behold me ambushed, taken unawares. My noble foe, a lackey. My battlefield, a gutter. It seems too logical. I have missed everything. Even my death.
Sisters! Sisters!
No, do not go away. I may not be here when you return.
You shall not die. I love you.
No, that is not in the story. When Beauty said, I love you to the beast, all his ugliness changed and dissolved like magic. But you see, I am still the same.
And I have done this to you.
You? Why, no.
All my fault. Mine.
On the contrary, I have never known womanhood in its sweetness but for you. My mother did not like to look at me. I never had a sister. Later, I feared the sweetheart with mockery behind her smile. But because of you, I have had across my life one whispering silken gown.
I never loved but one man in my life, and I have lost him twice.
I would not have you mourn any the less that good, noble Christian. But perhaps, I ask only this, when the great cold gathers around my bones, that you may give a double meaning to your widow's weeds. The tears you let fall for him may be for a little my tears.
Oh, my love!
Not here, not lying down. Let no one help me, no one, only the tree. It is coming. I feel already shod with marble, gloved with lead. Very well, let the old fellow come now. He shall find me on my feet, sword in hand.
Cyrano!
He's delirious. I can see him now. He grins. He is looking at my nose, that skeleton. You there, who are you? 100 against 1, eh? I know them now, my ancient enemies. Falsehood their prejudice, compromise, cowardice. What's that? Surrender? No, never, never. Ah, you too, vanity. I knew you would overthrow me in the end. No, I fight on, I fight on, I fight on.
All my laurels you have riven away, and my roses. Yet in spite of you, there is one crown I bear away with me. And tonight, as I enter before God, my salute shall sweep across the stars from the blue threshold. One thing without stain, unspotted from the world, in spite of doom, mine own, and that is my white plume.